Hello everybody, this is John Doe from Doing Network. Today I'm doing another video. So today my friend SOS, Serono, whoever, yeah, he's a friend of mine on Doing Network, and he told me he made this deck called Valiants, as you can see. And I decided, I looked through all the cards, and they were actually really cool. And I just wanted to show you guys what it is, and I guess I'll be doing the review of this deck. And hopefully, this is probably not going to happen, but I really hope Konami actually makes this deck, because it's actually really cool. And this is also part 1 of 2 of this, because he made 2 archetypes. He made Valiants, which is the light, and Fallen Knights, which is probably the dark. So I don't think I've ever seen the Fallen Knights yet, but the Valiants are pretty cool. So I already actually have all these tabs open, so I have a lot of tabs on. So the first monster would be the Valiant Arthur, which is like a level 12, I think. Let me count this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, I think. That's a lot of levels. So, this card effect. This card can only be special summoned if you have 5 or more Valiant monsters with different names in your graveyard. When this card is summoned, banish all cards in your graveyard on your side of the field, except for this card. This card is unaffected by spells, traps, and monster effects. So this card, I really don't think they should. I don't think they should make this card, but because it's like way too overpowered. This card, you can see that it's gonna be the deck is gonna be involving a lot of the graveyard. The Valiant Gawain. Once per turn, you can special summon this card from the graveyard to your side of the field. This card can only be used as a synchro material for a Valiant monster. So yes, this is a synchro-based deck, and there's also XYZs inside the deck. And also you can see that he has types now. He made a new type, Noble Warrior. They're probably if Konami actually makes this deck, it's probably just gonna stay at Warrior. Next card would be the Valiant Guinevere. Sorry, SOS, if I actually pronounce these names a little wrong. Once per turn, and it's a tuner. Once per turn, you can special summon this card from your graveyard to your side of the field. This card can only be special summoned, synchro summoned for a Valiant monster. The Valiant Joanne. If you control a face-up Valiant monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is sent to the graveyard for a synchro summon, add 1 the Valiant Joanne from your deck to your hand. The Valiant Lamorak. And this one's a tuner too. Once per turn, you can special summon this card from your graveyard to your side of the field. This card can only be used as a single material for a Valiant monster. The Valiant Mordred. This card's not a tuner, it's level 2. Once per turn, you can special summon this card from the graveyard to your side of the field. This card can only be used as a single material for a Valiant monster. Okay. So we next have Consumed. This is the first spell. You must pay 1,000 life points during each of your standby phases while this card is on the field or in the grave. Wait, what? You can pay 1,000 life points during each of your standby phases while this card is face up on the field or in the grave. Once per turn, you can. That's strange. Are you trying? I think he's trying to say like it goes to your hand. I have no idea what this like. Why would you want to pay this? You must pay. Okay, so if it's in the graveyard, you have to continuously pay 1,000 life points. That really sucks. Once per turn, you can send 1 Valiant monster from your deck to the graveyard, then draw 1 card. You can banish this card from your graveyard to send all cards in your hand to the graveyard. Must have at least 1 card in your hand to activate this effect. So at least you can banish this card so you don't have to continuously pay 1,000 life points, and you can discard cards. So that's actually pretty cool. You may actually use this card. You can banish this card from the graveyard to send all cards to the graveyard. Okay, so that actually could be a good combination deck with Dark Worlds, actually. Next we have Excalibur. This card can only be equipped. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this is a field effect card, field spell. Then we have Excalibur. This card can only be equipped to a Valiant monster card. Okay, let me do that again. This card can only be equipped to a Valiant monster. Increase the monster's attack by 100 times the number of cards in your deck. That's a little too steep of a card, because you can get like, I don't know, let's just say you have a 40 card deck, and let's just say that you have 25 cards in your deck. That's 2,500 boost. I'm pretty sure that's a little too powerful. I don't think they should make this card either. When the monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, life points, draw 1 card from your opponent's deck. So I guess that's the reason why he made this card. Like, he makes your monster stronger and make your opponent draw a card if your monster does any battle damage. I just don't think that bad side of this card is enough to actually do that, because it's gaining way too many attack points, but that's one of 2 cards that probably shouldn't be made. Path to Riches, discard 1 Valiant monster, draw 2 cards. That's actually pretty cool. Pyrrhic Victory, I don't know. It's a quick play spell. Destroy all cards on your side of the field. Send Valiant monster cards from your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of cards destroyed and immediately end the turn. So this card is actually pretty good. You can actually use this during your opponent's turn. And you can, wait, I can see that. I can see what he's doing now. He probably shouldn't have and immediately end the turn, because you can end your opponent's turn since this is a quick play. So I would actually say they probably should get rid of the and immediately end the turn, because you can end your opponent's turn. That's a little too powerful. But you do have to destroy everything on your side of the field. And but since, if you remember correctly, these cards can special summon from the graveyard constantly. So that's why this card's really good. Then we have the Duty of a Leader. During each of your standby phases, you must pay 500 life points or destroy this card. When a face-up card with the Valiant in its name would be destroyed, you must pay 1,000 life points to prevent its destruction. So that's actually not that bad, I suppose. The King's Disposition. Send all cards from your hand and field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 King of the Valiant from your deck to your side of the field. And that's actually a Synchro monster. It's this card, King of the Valiant. This is Synchro. I don't think they should make that card either, because you get to special summon this card, and don't forget the monster's going to be special summoned from your graveyard. Oh no, I just exited on one of those, but it doesn't really matter. Where are you? I don't think they should really make this one either. Did it just come back? I just did it again. Oh well. Okay, so now we have trap cards. Glorified Peace. Neither player can declare an attack as long as you control a face-up Valiant monster. Destroy this card when you or your opponent special summons a monster. So this card could be a good stall, but I probably wouldn't put this card in my deck. Noble Stance. When your opponent attacks a face-up Valiant monster you control, double the attack of all face-up Valiant monsters on the field. At the end phase of the turn you activated this card, destroy all monsters on your side of the field. This is basically just a limited removal. I don't really think this card really should be made either, because you can have 3 and then your monsters are much stronger. But yeah, it does have the flaw that they are sent to the graveyard, and they and then your opponent has to attack too. So I don't really think they should make this one, but I guess it's okay. It's a little too powerful too. Now for the synchros, we have the Ancient of the Valiant. It's just a noble warrior. Synchro just needs 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. Or more non-tuners, sorry. Once per turn, when a monster would be summoned, you contribute 1 Valiant monster to negate and summon and destroy the monster. That's a little too powerful, actually. I mean, it's just for Valiants, but you can constantly negate your opponent's monsters, especially since you can just constantly special summon your own Valiants from the graveyard, so I'm not sure if they need to make the synchros a little that powerful. Now, the King of the Valiant. The effects of the Valiant monsters can be used more than once per turn. That's also kind of powerful. You can swarm, like, big time. You can make an OTK with that, actually. So, Queen of the Valiant. Once per turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can contribute 1 Valiant monster to negate the activation of the card and destroy it. So I can actually see that this deck is pretty similar to what was it called? Mist Valleys, when they have their big monsters on the field, because they can constantly negate things. So, but this version would be much stronger and faster, because you can just, you can summon these cards quickly. Now for the Synchro monsters, not Synchro, the XYZ monsters, I think actually have the same thing twice, yeah. So the XYZ monster, and there's going to be another one later too. You just need 2 level 4 monsters. It's a warrior, not a noble warrior. That's interesting. So during the end phase, destroy this card unless you control a face-up King of the Valiant on your side of the field. Your opponent cannot select another Valiant monster as attack target except this card. So that's actually quite a bit of attack for a rank 2 monster, for a rank 4 monster. But you do need this monster on the field, so I can see how this card's good. And now the last monster, which he couldn't actually show me because there's like a problem or whatever. But here's the last one. Priestess of the Valiant. It requires 2 XYZ. It requires 2 It's a rank 2 XYZ monster. I'm pretty sure he only needs 2 XYZ materials. So now for the effect, once per turn, you can detach 1 material to summon as many level 4 or lower Valiant monsters as possible from your graveyard. That's a little powerful. And the attack is 1,000, and defense is 1,500. So anyway, this deck is actually pretty cool. I can see that this deck is like a superhero, overpowered Mist Valley negation. It's super powerful, but I hope I hope Konami actually makes all this deck, but make it a little less overpowered, because this is like tier -billion, however. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be prepared, because it's going to be a part 2, and it's going to be discussing the Fallen Knights, and this was just Valiants. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.